brook from there.
Oh, yeah. This one is a white pine as well, so that would be a great example of what that root system looks like.
It looks like a tree from the Griswolds.
Yeah. The one he pulled out of the ground.
I know. Horseshoe marks.
We used to walk through here instead of the horses.
I'd like to run through here.
Yeah.
Go running through, like a good running trail.
Yeah, but you could have hurt yourself though.
It'd be like a rave run.
You have to be careful though because your ankle now.
Ankle and knee.
All the rocks and everything.
Down at our creek here, you'll notice that the water has a bit of a brown tint to it. That brown tint is caused by tannic acid. Tannic acid is found in the rock and in the soil in this region of Wisconsin. Being that the soil and the rock are the filters for the water, they do pick up that brown hue, but this water is perfectly safe to drink. These guys up here actually prefer the creek water over the water that comes out of our hose back at the ticket booth. Of course, we're on city water back there, so the smell and the taste of the chlorine don't sit very well with these guys. Take just a quick minute here to let Josh finish up what it is he's doing up here. But while we do wait, does anybody have any other questions for me so far?
I'm trying to read that. Anyway.
Oh, maybe in distance, but never at heart.
Oh, that's neat.
Okay.
Is that for somebody you lost?
Yes.
Yeah. Horses are pretty.
All of this, that bridge, so that's the Wilderness Skywalk Bridge. That connects their main lodging on this side to their Glacier Canyon lodging on this back side.
Originally hired under what was once a Huber work release program.
Oh!
Hottest thing on TikTok.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh.
You can only imagine how he would know if I'd be on Grindr. Buck and Bill are what we call union horses, so for every 15 minutes of work, they get at least a 5-minute break. They also get free mani-pedis every 6 to 8 weeks. They only work 7 months out of the year, and at the ripe old age of 20 years old, they get to cash in on their super sweet retirement plan.
How old are they now?
14. Oh yeah.
Only 6 years, boys.
Only 6 more to go. I'm gonna steal this box right out from under your legs here.
How long do horses usually live?
30 is pretty average for these big boys. Just like dogs, kind of like the bigger the horse, the shorter the lifespan kind of thing. Yeah. But 30 is average, so they get a good 10 years in retirement typically before anything happens. Alright, while these boys do take a quick break, I do have one thing I'd like to show you guys here. As a driver, I do work mostly for tip and commission, but don't feel any sort of pressure to buy the postcards I'm going to show you guys here. I like to at least let all of my guests look through them, just so you can get an idea of what life is like in the canyon on a day-to-day basis for us here. Give you guys a set to look at here. Thank you.
Oh, it's just... There it is.
We never saw that last time we were here. We didn't see any deer.
They like to be down here when
Hey, it's going potty, isn't it?
Yeah. Going to the bathroom.
Potty.
Nature's restroom.
First time I ever saw
It's
one.
looking right at you.
It's like, don't look at me and film me while I'm going to the bathroom.
Didn't know they had restrooms this far back.
Yeah.
You old.
This is definitely worth my ride because it's a long ride.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's. You don't see this anywhere else, you know.
it's a nice break from the chaos of the Dells as well.
Yeah,
Pretty
all
much makes you forget what town you're actually
It does.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite parts of my job is I'm not a tour guide on one of those big commercialized tours. It's much more personal. It's family owned. I get to
Yeah.
actually sit here and look all of you guys
I
in
know.
the eyes when I talk to you.
Yeah.
type of thing.
That'd be a great job to have.
Absolutely. This family, not to mention, makes it super easy for all of us to want to come back year in and year out.
Do you do these tours in the winter too?
We do not.
Oh, okay.
So during the winter months, it's actually super common to see 3 to 5 feet of solid ice from
Oof.
wall to wall in those narrow sections.
Yeah, I never thought
Not
about
to
that.
mention the 20-foot icicles you get on
I was going to say
certain
icicles,
walls.
yep.
Yes. It is
I
absolutely
don't even know why I even
gorgeous
asked that
back
question.
here, though.
Because I didn't even think about all that. The ice and the icicles, oh, that'd be crazy.
I will say earlier this spring I was giving tours through Lake Flurries.
Whoa.
It's just surreal back here.
Yeah, I bet you that was pretty.
I do want to talk about the boys just a little bit more here as they truly are the stars of the show. Buck and Bill are 14-year-old Bayroan Belgians, as mentioned. Prior to what they do with us, they were Amish plow horses, so this is kind of like retirement before retirement for these guys.
Aw.
And of course, I joke about all the things that they receive as benefits within their union, but those are all things that these guys get. They are shod every 6 to 8 weeks, so they get a fresh trim and a nice set of shoes. They do not work during those winter months, and around the age of 20, they do retire. Now, when I talk about retirement, I don't mean that we're shipping them out anywhere, that we're selling them to anybody else. These boys are with us for the rest of their lives. Our owner is a firm believer in the fact that since they work so hard to support him and his family, the least he could do for them is give them safety and
Aw,
security.
that's nice.
How many horses do you have?
So with these guys, we have 10 working teams, so about 20 plus 3 retired teams, so 26. And not to mention, we own Canyon Creek Riding Stables as well, so that's another 70 plus head of horses there.
Yeah, that's pretty good farrier and veterinarian bill then, I guess.
So our farrier is actually one of the sons of the current owner.
Oh,
Yeah.
keep it all in the family, I
Oh yeah.
guess.
Oh yeah.
What is the purpose of that you're doing?
So those are like our stop and go lights.
Oh, okay.
This section is so narrow that there's absolutely nowhere we can pass
Oh,
one
okay.
another when we're running multiple ways. Meeting head on with another team back here.
Yeah,
is
that wouldn't
not
be
fun.
good.
Are you scared to go in there?
Yeah, low this is.
No, you're
I know.
Bravo boys.
Does it matter what side the 6 foot guy sits on?
So normally he does stand on this side just as I do.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of ducking.
Yeah.
I took his tour one time purposefully just so I could see how he gives his tour with his height. How do you miss the bag?
I'm missing the bag.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about it.
Yeah.
I better keep my feet back here a little more.
Yes, it is. So gorgeous.
Part of what makes our canyon so unique is that it's made of Cambrian sandstone. Cambrian sandstone is quite rare and is only found in 4 places in the whole world. It does make up our entire canyon and most of the Wisconsin River Channel. You would also find it in upstate New York, Holland, and Germany.
Oh, interesting.
This stone is also so old that it predates the Jurassic era. Was
Oh.
formed in the Cambrian era. So this is never any stone that you would find any sort of fossils in. I do have a few more rock formations for you guys here. Our next one is right here. We've got a long-necked dinosaur staring at us.
Cool.
Our dino friend is rather special as well, so as we go by, you'll see him turn right back into the eagle in flight.
That's awesome.
Does anybody climb this?
I can imagine people have tried, but I don't know how successful they would have been. The sandstone is pretty brittle, especially when it's dry, like on these lighter colored spots here. You made it in the bag. Beautiful. All right, for these next 2 rock formations, you do need just a little bit more imagination, so do bear with me. If we look at where this stick is resting up on the wall here, to the right we have what looks like a light-faced bear coming out of its cave. Ew. Ew. And next to our bear, we have what looks like the head of an elephant with its trunk hanging down.
Oh, yeah. Some thunder.
Now this is a corner where we could sit for hours and just point out a bunch of different things. So I'm just going to do a quick rapid fire for you guys, so I'm sorry if you do not see them, but I'm just going to go through them really quickly. We're going to start on this jagged edge of rock here, almost to where it starts to flatten out there. We've got the face of a baboon right there.
Yeah.
To the left, if we follow this crack halfway up the wall, we've got the head of a shark. As we go by, this one will also double as a whale on the opposite end. Going from this opposite end of the shark up, we have what looks like the head of a camel. I've got one more for you guys. You're going to go off the top right corner of the elephant when we get to that point to see what I want to show you. Come on, buddy. Off that top right corner, we have one of the faces from Easter Island.
Sweet.
And one final rock formation for you guys for the day. If we look directly in front of us, about halfway up the wall, we've got a giant green ice cream cone. I once had a little girl tell me it looks like an alligator standing on the tip of its nose, and she was not that far off.
No. This is really narrow.
Looks like a mummy face right there. Looks like a mummy face.
Oh, it's narrow.
Yeah, really narrow. Look at
Brushing on erosion real quickly here. This light colored piece of rock would be where our most recent major rockfall occurred. This one happened about 5 years ago and was result of water getting into a crack, freezing, expanding, thawing repeatedly one spring until that piece came down. Of course, by the color, you could almost swear that it just came down yesterday. And we are very fortunate. Despite being a sandstone canyon, it does hold itself incredibly well. We have only had 3 major rock falls in the last 30 years.
Did you have problems when that Lake Delton flooded? Or
Yes. Yep. So when all of that flooding happened prior to Lake Delton emptying out, we actually had water far enough up above our heads where large logs were getting jammed into the narrow parts. Yeah. Pretty ridiculous. Yes, absolutely. We were closed for a good few weeks afterward. We had 2 feet of water up our ticket booth wall. So we were pretty lucky that was as much as we had to deal with.
More of a Disney Road.
Yes, absolutely. One last tight squeeze for the day.
Birds or there's some bats in there?
Birds, yes, swallows. Although I can't be sure about that one that just flew off. That one did look like a bat. But yeah, the swallows like to nest in the cracks and the crevices of the canyon wall back here.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to talk about one last tree, and yes, I promise it is the last tree I'm going to talk about. Did you guys get an opportunity to see our wishbone tree?
Yeah.
Beautiful. There is Native American history along with our wishbone tree as well. It's believed that same Winnebago tribe would cut the top off of white pine saplings, leaving only 2 branches. They would then tie those branches together to encourage them to go straight up as the main beams. And they would then use those trees as landmarkers. So given the history within the canyon, and keeping in mind that Lake Delton is man-made and has not always been here, it makes perfect sense as to why there would be one at the opening of our canyon here. Absolutely.
Wishbone tree.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Right on our deck outside the bathroom door.
Oh. Yeah, I have to look at that. Ow.
We'll be able to see it quite a bit better up there as well. Our wishbone tree does double as a little piggy bank as well. The original owner of the canyon within the Kissick family was an animal activist. She absolutely loved animals. So we did end up hollowing out that bottom part of the trunk and putting a safe in there. All proceeds put in that box do go to local humane societies for spaying and neutering of animals.
Oh, here comes the rain.
Gosh, we almost made it back.
Yes, honey, we don't have to go to the water park now.
Yeah.
Woke her up.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
guys, I hope you enjoyed your tour today, and I thank you all for coming to spend your time with the boys and I on the wagon.
Thank you.
Oh, it's
Absolutely. My pleasure.
raining, YouTube.
It's raining. Gotta get off, guys.
Oh my gosh, it's raining.
Here's that wishbone tree they were talking about. Oh, that's awesome.
You guys know that's hollow too?
Is it?
Wow.
If you go around behind there, you'll see there's a door. Kids put their wish money in there.
Oh, how cool.
None of mine have, sir.
Aw.
And that's something.
So you put the money in
that's
there.
awesome. Put some in. Make a wish.
Yeah, you gotta put some in.
You got any change at all?
I only got.
Oh, I got some change. Here, you keep telling me that. I got coins.
That's our beer fund. We appreciate it.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I know.
I thought you were sober.
Yeah. What is this locking on the AF lock?
I don't know. Give me your hand. You must have hit something.
Okay.
Okay, what were you saying about that penny?
It's a 1976 penny.
So that was the year you were born.
Okay.
Make a wish.
And did you know that every quarter below the year 1964 is made out of all silver?
Wow.
So if you got quarters below 64.
Put it in. Make a wish.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, now you
And
touch-
my penny is,
No.
hang on. My penny is 2021. So that was only last year. All right, my husband will film me.
All right, now you gotta touch
All
the
right.
tree.
Touch the tree.
Okay. Make your wish. Put the money in. See, the money goes in the slot there.
Oh, I didn't put it in the slot. Didn't see that. Now my wish will come true.
And then they undo that right there. And it's the wishbone. And if you make the wish and touch the tree and put the money in,
It's definitely going to come true.
your wish will come true. And that's that. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that's about it. I'll see you later.
Yeah. And right there is the best tour guide anybody's ever seen.
Sure, I thought I told you to leave.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right, guys, that was a fun ride. I
fun.
did get silly boy. I did get a few clips of it. I kept shutting it off, turning it on, like I said, because of the memory on my phone. So you are going to get separate clips of that. You're going to only get so much, and then, you know, you'll get another vlog one day. Or if I can add it all in its own clip, I might just do that. Just add the clips together, and that might equal out to about 20 minutes. So that might be all in its own separate clip, you know, for a vlog. Because that was really interesting, really fun. We did go on that 9 years ago when we came here. I just don't remember all of it. So very interesting. Hope you guys got to hear all that she was saying. All right, we're going to go eat at Denny's now, and we'll see you there.